Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. So tell me, how do you win a fight against The Rock? Paper. Today, we're taking a look at Space Empires 4X from GMT Games. Now, this is the fifth print in this game. This game has been out a while, and it is basically just a hex encounter space combat game. And I'll tell you what, I have heard so much about this game over the years. Cody's mentioned it several times. I've seen it online several times. It's one I've always wanted to play. So I'm really excited to see this one. And I'm really curious what this new fifth printing is going to bring. See, I don't know any changes it's going to have. So tell you what, let's go down to the table. Let's open this up and let's see what's on the inside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is Space Empires 4X. It is by GMT Games, and the designer is Jim Crone. Now, this, I believe, is the fifth printing of the game. It's the latest one. I looked it up just to make sure, because I know there's been several printings of this game. All right. Now, basically what this is it's just going to be a regular blackboard, if I understand this correctly, and a whole bunch of tokens. It's like just a hex encounter space war game for 1 to 4 players. You're looking at ages 14 and up, and you're looking at about 2+ hours to play. Really high solitaire sustainability, and complexity is right about in the medium category. Now, like I said, I've wanted to play this game for a long time, a really long time. I've never got a chance to play it. I know Cody's talked about it a lot. We've looked at it. So I'm excited that we got this printing, because this guarantees now that I am going to get to play this game. Okay. And I'll tell you what, I love spaceship games. I love the art. This just looks absolutely fantastic right there. I love this cover. So let's see what we have on the inside. All right. Now, first thing we're going to get is we're going to get our rule book. Now, this is version 1.2, which isn't too bad if this game's, what is this, 12, 13-year-old game? Something like that. We're looking at 16 pages. Now, the back of the game, there we go. There's our nice little rules of play, sequence of play. We got our movements, some abbreviated sequence down right here, black holes, and then we got our space wreck technology stuff. Now, let's see what we got on the inside of this thing, though. That's the key. Okay, try to get all that in there basically for you. All right, so we got all of our playing pieces, like all of our system markers. We got our planets. Okay, all our ships, our tokens, our sequence of play with some movement, our combat. This looks like a very standard GMT game to me. At least the rule book does. Here's our exploration. So I'm guessing all the different places that you can explore, what's going to happen. Economics phase. All right. Now we got some advanced rules. So really, we're only 10 pages in before we get down to the advanced rules. And advanced rules, honestly, I would leave those out the first couple plays, because I'm sure it's going to really add a lot to the game. Okay. And now some optional rules, which you can definitely leave out if you want to. But, hey, give them a try and throw them in there and see what it's like when they're done. Very nice. Okay. Now we have a scenario book. The scenario book is going to have, let's see, we got an alien economic sheet, and down on the back for tracking stuff. And we're looking at about 14 pages. And it looks like also on the back, we're going to have our production sheet with our unpredictable research. Okay. Interesting. See how that plays out. But we're going to have some 2-player scenarios, playtime advice, and then like a normal 2-player map. Looks like for our setup. Okay. Looks like we got our map setups, massive 2-player map. All of our 3-player scenarios, looks like there's just a couple here, and then our 4-player scenarios. Epic scenarios for 2 to 8 players, probably some team stuff. 1-player Doomsday Machine scenarios, that's kind of cool. Excited about that. And then our player Alien Empire scenarios. Now, one of the things that I have heard about this game is it plays up to 4, but comprehensive example of combat right there, which is really good. It plays up to 4, but I've always heard this game shines at 2. I don't know if that's true or not. So if you've played this game, definitely let me know. I want to know down in the comments below. All right, here's our production sheets. Okay, so we're going to get a whole stack of those. All right, and what's on the back side? You're going to have your ship technology sheet on the back side. Very nice. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we can photocopy those if we needed to. Our player reference card, and I think we get a couple of those. Now this is version 1.3. Okay, we'll get that nice little glare there for you. Sorry about that. Changed all my lighting and everything again. My overhead camera kind of died on me, so I had to switch back up the old one. or my old tripod, our research chart based on your ship size, what you can do. Okay, I don't know if any of this stuff has changed. And I know you get 2 of those. Actually, you're going to get 2, 3, 4 of these. Yeah, so that's version 1.3. You got 4 of those. Okay, now we're going to get some counter sheets. So here's our extra spare counters front side. All right, and there's our back side for our alien ships and our numbers. So we're just going to put those off to the side. We definitely don't want to punch any of those. Now there's 4 different counter sheets we're going to get in this game. So we got side 1 of this one, and there's the back. Now the nice thing about these, and this is one of the things that GMT Games does, is that there's one big giant section where you're going to push that through. The whole section is going to fall out, and these things always come out really nice. You got the square corners. I'm more of a rounded corners guy, but they do work. These always usually punch pretty good. Once you start punching them, they just kind of really fall apart. Okay. Then you can get them grouped up really nice. There's our red and our yellow. Got our colony ships down there. There's the back side of those. And what do we have here? Looks like here's going to be all of our different planets that we're going to run into. Some minerals, some asteroids. And the back side of all those. Okay. And then, oh yeah, here we go. There's some more of a lot of these. This is what that extra sheet gave us. There's a lot more of those. We're going to get some alien chips and some other stuff there. But, all right, and that's going to cover us for all of those. Let's get those out of the way. Now, we're going to get this nice large board, and it's going to go inside this box. And this box looks like it has a lot of open space. I'm guessing it's going to have room in here for expansions. Now, the board, this board is ginormous. I don't know if I'm going to get it all open on here, but there's not a lot to see on this board, okay? So I'll show you what I can, and then we'll go from there. So my guess is if you're playing this as a 4-player game, then you have the 4 different color tracks. So you got your blue, your yellow, your red, and your green. And the top is what I kind of want to show you. I'm just going to do this because honestly, in the middle, it's just some black space, and you're going to have your divider, okay, right between them. As you can see, there's your divider that's going to go between your red, your green, your yellow, and your blue. Yeah, I know my colors. Okay, so my theory is, and I like to do theories when I unbox these games, is when you're playing a 4-player game, each person's going to start in a different location. And it's, I guess, so many light years between these hexes, so they're like vastly far apart. And if you're playing 2-player, you're probably playing like, say, these 2 or these 2, or I guess you could probably do the diagonals if you really wanted to. Maybe you'll play these 2 over here. Your choice. It's your game. All right, and then it looks like here's your different phases of the game, and then your turn track. And that's all it looks like we got on this board, okay? Not a lot to it, but from what I understand of this game, there's not a lot needed. And the back side of the board is just solid black, nothing there. All right, so the last thing we have, and this is kind of a heavy box, and that's a heavy board, and now I know why, is we're going to get some 10-sided dice. And I believe these are just standard 10-sided dice, so if you want to use your own, you can. All right, so there you go. 4-player game, I would expect the other 2 colors in there as well, but maybe you're not needed for that. I don't know. I would think each team, if green and blue, if you need 2 10-sided dice. And then a whole bunch of Ziploc bags, and that's what you're going to put all your counters in. And that's it. Okay, so let's get everything back in this box. The board is nice and smaller than the box, which or interesting. So I'm surprised there's that extra room right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get these counters put in here. I'm going to get all these punched here in a little bit. We're going to get them in those bags, get this thing organized a whole lot more. This one I'm just going to stick on the bottom. We're not going to punch that until we absolutely need to. We'll get those in there. We got our sheets, and then we're going to have our scenario book, and then we're going to have our rule book as well. And everything fits in there nice and simple. It's nice and tight. I like that. I'll probably put, after I punch everything, I'll probably put everything underneath that insert, so that way everything still rises directly to the top. And there you go. That is Space Empires 4X, what you're going to get inside this game. And it's exactly as I thought it was. It is a hex encounter war game. Okay, you got your hexes, you got your tokens, and that's it. It's space. Go duke it out, go fly it out, and all right. Looks good. I cannot wait to play. I heard so much about it. I'm excited for it. So let's head up top. Let's close this out. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Space Empires 4X from GMT Games. And I got to say, to me, this game looks fantastic. To others, it may not. I mean, it's just a black map with hexes on it and a bunch of counters. But I grew up with those kind of games, and they were really fun back then. And this game just looks fun. Everything on them, to me, looks really good. I've heard so much good stuff about this game, and I think that's part of the reason why it looks and sounds so much fun, is because everyone that I know that's played it said it is a fantastic game. So I cannot wait to get this thing played and get it to the table. And since we got this new edition, this new printing, I don't know what the changes are between this one and the previous ones, but I'm excited to get this one played and check it out. It looks absolutely fantastic to me. Oh, man. Whew. And that's a heavy game. Well, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we please ask you to like these videos on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, and also on X. And please leave us a comment on any one of those platforms, and we'll get to those comments just as soon as we can. Also, if you like the content we provide and you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and click that subscription, join our little family, and even click on the bell and be notified when we drop new videos. And also, folks, if you like the videos that I provide here, I also do post videos on my own channel. I'll do some unboxing, some playthroughs, and some reviews over there as well. There will be a link to my channel down in the details below. And also, if you like the content we provide you here, we humbly ask you click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. You know, I have realized Google is a very bad influence on me. I did a search on how to be an arsonist, and I got like 50,000 matches.
Shut up, Justin.